What's up, you crazy fuckers? King Cobra JFS back at it with another video. Stream froze up, so we got part two. Not where I left off, but long story short, this chick is messed up. A quartering epic backfire for kindergarten teacher selling spicy photos. And I'm like, dude, no, like I said in my last video, all right, if you're a kindergarten teacher, you shouldn't be doing OnlyFans. That's just not appropriate. If she was a college teacher, it'd still be inappropriate, but it wouldn't be as bad. But the fact this chick was a kindergarten teacher, having her students call her Buttercup, which is also her OnlyFans handle, it's extremely disturbing, to be honest. And I'm just like, no. It's extremely fucking messed up, to be honest.
Spicy photos with subscribers.
And she's a good looking
I mean, I
chick,
guess everyone.
Point, dude.
I don't know. I'm 40 and it. Okay, whatever.
The fact that she's
not my cup of tea, but if people are willing to pay for it, I guess good for them. However, her double life was turned upside down last month when a reporter from Real News, Mishania, exposed the educator in an online article titled "Local Teacher Has Spicy Side on the Side." Has kids call her by her nickname that she uses on the site.
A journalist discovered her dirty little secret, exposed her, and got her fired. And then this teacher tried to sue the journalist and the school that fired her. I'm just like, that's how you know what you're doing was pretty messed up and crossing a lot of inappropriate lines. Like Cobra stream froze up. He got off track talking about his Halloween costume and a bunch of other dumb shit. Okay, well, back to the video. We got some coconuts, rum, water, and some Mountain Dew. Yes, sir, that's how we do. Rum Haven, coconut water, rum, and some Mountain Dew. You can mix it with like Baja Blast. It'd be a delicious treat. It's a delicious drink combo, but that is for 21 and up. And if you're not old enough to drink, you should avoid drinking until you're old enough and not be in a rush to grow up. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Oopsie.
And that being said, if you're telling kids not to be in a rush to grow up, then you think, okay, here's a kindergarten teacher being super inappropriate. No, thank you. Like, how desperate, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think how shitty is her marriage that she's seeking the approval of kindergartners, dude. That's messed up. At some point, her husband didn't step in and go, honey, if you're teaching kindergarten students, maybe you might want to think about deleting your OnlyFans. You don't tell me what to do, you piece of shit. I'm a strong, independent woman. Okay. A few months later, I can't believe they fired me for this shit. And you want to scream about equality and empowerment, but let me ask you something, ladies. Would you feel comfortable if you had a man teaching your students who were in kindergarten, your children, and they had an OnlyFans, and they were doing OnlyFans type stuff on the side hustle? You'd be a little uncomfortable. You'd be like, I've seen that man's butthole, and that dude teaches my kids. No. Cleveland Brown would be like, no. Damn, oh, that's nasty. Not freaking sweet. Kitty good, not all right. I agree. That's fucked up.
That's probably why you got fired. That's probably.
Yeah, because it's not enough that you're a kindergarten teacher and you're posting naked pictures of yourself on the internet. Like, you took it to the creepiest level possible, and like asking your students to call you Buttercup because that's your OnlyFans handle. This bitch is creepy, dude. Like, no. And like I said in the last video, which is probably why the trolls or the internet or the YouTube or whatever shut it off early, is because they couldn't handle me telling the truth. They're like, Cobra's an asshole, but he's got a good heart, and it pisses me off. Anything women can do, a man can do better, is what they would call bullshit. So they traditionally say that anything a woman can do, she can do better than any man. And when it comes to being creepy, you never hear them say anything about that. People can be creepy in general. It's not even about gender anymore, man. You know, people are just assholes who use each other, and it's disgusting the world we live in. Where, you know, how stupid do you have to be to think, okay, you're a really hot of age woman teaching school children, and you think, you know, maybe you should not abuse that. Like, my whole argument with the last video was like, people want to crap on Amaranth for doing hot tub videos, but the assholes who are complaining about it are perverted, horny gamer dudes who are playing like bikini clad wrestling games like Rumble Roses or some shit. And it's just like, okay, you want to get pissed off at Amaranth because she can sell her farts in a jar for X amount of money. You're just hating because nobody wants to sniff your farts. Meantime, it's like, okay, here's this fucking nasty bitch who's abusing it. Just because women are overly sexualized in our society, that's the problem with it. It's chicks like this will complain about that when nobody subscribes to their OnlyFans anymore. It's the truth. People like this chick on OnlyFans who got caught. Like, you a kindergarten teacher? No. Cracker? No. She'll then sit there and complain about sexism, how it's not fair, and that men have all the power when people stop and go, you are forcing your students to call you Buttercup. That's just creepy. No. Mm-mm. The innocence of children is more precious than rock and roll. That's why I get a little bit emotional when I sing When the Children Cry by White Lion. When the Children Cry by White Lion, you know, it's a good song. That's why I get emotional about that. But here's the thing of it, presidents aren't the problem. The problem is every country thinks their dick's bigger than the next country next to them, metaphorically speaking. That's for a different video, though, YouTube.
Why? According to the article,
So, like, she's not bad looking. I mean, I've seen 40-year-olds that look worse, but like, you're doing this crap, and then at some point you think, okay, if you're getting the approval from your adults, fine. But the second you start telling your kids to call you Buttercup because you're so fed with this sick, delusional fantasy of YouTube fame, you want to live it 24/7. Let me tell you something. As a famous YouTuber, you got to take a break from, you know, and this is why I don't let the YouTube fame go to my head, and I don't let my trolls get me down. It's because we're all people. As long as you ain't a sicko, who gives a flying shit, YouTube? I'm sure the assholes hack my computer. They're like, oh, look at that. We got Cobra stream to stop. Watching me try to. I didn't freak out. I was like, you know what? It is what it is. I took a couple of sips of alcohol, jammed out to some music, and I'm like, okay, part two. This bitch is nasty. I'm like, you know, that's how women distract you. Like, women can be just as creepy as men, and they get away with it because some women are hot as fuck, and like men being shallow pigs are willing to put up with it, and then women do the same thing. They think they're not good enough for a real man, so they date the piece of shit and then complain because they can't find someone nice to date. And I'm over here like, if you're an adult, it shouldn't be this complicated. I feel like if you survived to the age of 18 plus, you have good parents and you starting to figure out how life works. But no, this teacher was posting naked, inappropriate pictures. Like, there's so many levels to this. It's like if this chick was just doing bikini clad photos and selling them on OnlyFans, and she did not force her students to call her Buttercup, it would have been a little less creepy, but still kind of inappropriate. But the simple fact of the matter is, this chick was caught exposing her naked of age lady bits, and then like children could get exposed to that. There were worse things that children could get exposed to. Fuck sickos. However, if this would have been a dude, society would have lost their shit. That's the fucking truth. And like, you want to call me an asshole for saying it, but you cannot tell me that you'd be comfortable. You'd be equally as comfortable. Like some grown ass man showing his hairy butthole on OnlyFans, and oh hey, that teaches your fourth grade kids. Messed up. Nope. And you start thinking about it from like, who gives a fuck about what the person's gender is? Okay, I'm down for supporting LGBTQ rights, but like now is not the conversation for that. What you have here is a person being super inappropriate, and then the second this chick tries to go and sue the school and the journalist for catching her, it's like you're doing it because you know what you're doing is messed up. But if you were a dude teaching kindergarten kids and you had a perverted, creepy OnlyFans, people would have you fucking hanged from the gallows because you're a hot 40-year-old female that's of age, alive, and definitely consent. Excuse me. You're consenting to the pics, but then people think because you're consenting to the pics that you want more. And that's the problem with OnlyFans and, you know, women selling their bodies on the internet to get money and clout and fame. It's if you're hot enough and you find the right audience and you're of age and you're alive, you can make it work. Doesn't mean it's like the hardest routes. It's pretty easy to do because sex sells and women are overly sexualized in our society. And it's disgusting how money, greed, and sex control our society. But I didn't say that. That's for a different video. And like I sit here and bitch about how it's like, oh, how hot was she? But it's like, you see this chick on OnlyFans, like, I'll give credit where credit's due. The 40-year-old chick they're bitching about here, she's cute. She doesn't need the approval of someone else, especially that young. Like, it's just creepy that, women who are this attractive and they go, oh, and it's like, dude, you don't need the approval of that because you want to get your mommy fix. And that's the why women who are predators get away with it more than men do, is because they can turn around and say, well, they have a hard time producing kids and they're just getting their mommy fix. And there are women who are creepy who are going to abuse that, and it's disgusting. It really is. This is why single moms are seen as entrapment, or as a dude who has kids who's single is seen as, oh hey, because women are instilled with this gender based BS of you have to be a mom to be a real woman, and it's horse crap. Being a mom does or does not define your gender as a person. Because now we got dudes who can have babies, and I'm like, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole right now. But keeping babies and children and elderly people and women safe should just be, and animals safe should just be common sense. Like with animals, you shouldn't hurt them unless they're like trying to hurt you. That's just called survival of the fittest. And now there's a word for that. People call that being a speciesist. I'm like, are you so bored with being at the top of the goddamn food chain? You have to make up a word to make yourself feel guilty because humans are next to lions in the fucking food chain. I think the only speciesist is the one who invented that asshole word. To be crudely honest with you. Here's the thing of it, you don't need OnlyFans to make money, but if you're doing OnlyFans to make money, no judgment either way. That being said, it was the fact that you were teaching kindergartners and forcing them to call you Buttercup, just like your YouTube, OnlyFans, whatever the hell you want to call it, handle. OnlyFans is basically a website where women can charge men to see them naked. It's prostitution minus one step. And saying that might have pissed off the algorithm, and that's why my video got froze. But what do you do? That being said, women do not have to do OnlyFans or Chatterbait to make money. They can do anything they want. As long as you ain't a sicko and you're responsible with it, who gives a flying fuck? You know, that's just basic. Others the way you want to be treated. Fuck sickos 101. And people look at me like I'm the one who's an asshole. Like I'm the one with the problem. And I'm like, yeah, but people who rely on the OnlyFans e-girl for their girlfriend attention are afraid of rejection. So then they become attached to the girl they're obsessing over, and it's like an obsession is not healthy, and there's a line it should not cross. I'm watching this interview with Amaranth, one of my favorite e-girls to watch, and I'm not just saying that because she's good looking. Like she's got a good heart and a good personality, you know. And like just the shit she goes through as a fellow YouTuber, I'm not nearly as famous, but it's like she's talking about getting swatted and harassed by haters, and I'm like, I'm sitting there going, I feel that, dude. Do that 100%, you know. Not trying to get with her, just trying to relate to her. And for me, as a famous YouTuber, that's how it is. And the point I made was, how sad is your life? You're gonna hate the game because people like me and Amaranth and all these other famous YouTubers, Mr. Beast, what have you, are making it big, and you're sitting there barely making it, or like not making it at all, and you want to crap on everyone else. It's like, what? But that's only the tip of the iceberg. This chick is nasty. Like, okay, if you're a hot 40-year-old, even if you're not hot, women don't realize how much power they truly have in society. men might have been placed at a higher patriarchy and all that shit, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, women are the reason why men will fight. Like, fight for nothing because you have nothing to live for. Or, hey, that's your woman and you want to come home and do the whole patriotic start a family thing, you know? And that's what keeps a lot of our soldiers going, YouTube. Like, you know, that's where love can have a little bit of power in our society to some degree, but this chick is just nasty. It's like, okay, if he would have been like, okay, I gotta make a choice, delete the OnlyFans or quit your job as a kindergarten teacher, because you know what I'm saying? Like, just lines you shouldn't cross. It's the weekend. Cheers. Drinking some Rum Haven coconut water rum with some Mountain Dew. It do just nicely. Back when I was a kid, our teachers didn't have OnlyFans. They weren't obsessed about TikTok clouds and a progressive movement, because here's the thing of it. I'm all for supporting LGBTQ plus rights. However, when you got teachers who are coming out to their kindergarten students as transgender, when one, they don't care, and two, it just feels like you're trying to force progressivism down people's throats, which later on in life makes them reject it versus letting them accept it on their own terms. Because when I was a kid, if I saw Bugs Bunny dress up in a drag costume to fuck with Elmer Fudd, it was seen as humorous. Like, you know, I didn't read too much into it. But as I got older, some of my classmates were gay, and you know, I see two chicks kissing and dancing and grinding up on each other on the dance floor, and I'm like, I'm all right with this. I struggled with getting a girlfriend in high school, so then when I heard about how like the gays struggle with it because it's not socially acceptable, I was like, you know what? Homophobia is fucking stupid. Like, I'm being called a creep for checking out girls who want attention. They're showing off their tits and their ass and their hips and their curves. The wrong guy looks, he's a creep. And I'm like, okay, but could you imagine having to deal with that on top of society being like, what you do is a sin? And I'm like, nah, that would kind of suck, to be honest. And here's the thing of it. This is like what I've been totally saying on my YouTube channel. As long as you ain't a sicko, who gives a fuck? You're consenting and people are alive. And as long as you ain't a sicko and they're of age, you know what I'm saying? If it's all about equality, then why not add straights to the LGBTQ alphabet? LGBTQ, straight, asexual. You know what I'm saying? That pretty much covers all sexualities without being a sick fuck. And you know what pisses me off is people who want to have sex with your dog because they're horny for dogs are going to use the gay platform as an excuse to say, well, if they get a pride flag, why can't they? And I'm like, because dogs cannot consent to sex, you fucking moron. Because if you are sexually attracted to dogs, you need to have yourself chemically castrated and you need to seek some serious fucking help. If you want to cosplay as a dog, you want to help rescue dogs, and you love dogs, I get it. to some degree, but like, you know what I'm saying? There's a line you don't cross. Like people who fucking rape dogs, it pisses me off. I'm like, okay, I get you love dogs, but like that's too far, you sick bastard. But we have to have these uncomfortable conversations because when you got teachers who are screaming about equality, but it's like you're a teacher to kindergarten students in a society that's forcing people to accept LGBTQ plus instead of learning to tolerate it on your own terms. That's not me being homophobic, that's just me observing what society does. And all it does is further make it harder for LGBTQ, you know, to the point where they're so stressed out they can't take it out on everyone else without being called a hypocrite. So then they take it out on each other. And that's why you see gays and lesbians and trans people fighting about who's more special. And it's just like you're only making this more difficult for yourselves, people. Life does not have to be this goddamn complicated. Fuck sickos, treat others the way you want to be treated. It's not that difficult. That's pretty straightforward, to be honest. You got this chick, and because she's a cute 40-year-old chick, no one's gonna say shit. She got some big old titties and some pretty blonde hair. Ain't no one gonna say shit. That's what pisses me off about it. I'm like, if it was some creepy dude with a huge dick, people who wouldn't care about how big his dick was, you know, they'd be like, this guy's a fucking creep for doing this. If this chick, if this was gender reversed, because it's some hot chick with huge tits. And I'm like, that just creates so many problems in our society, dude. Like, so now when chicks are, aren't even old enough to have it are expected to always be their prettiest. So by the time when they're at that age where it really starts becoming a big deal, now it becomes too much pressure. So then they want to transition into men. So then they're given puberty blockers, thinking that okay, men have it any easier. That's ish because they want acceptance and they're confused. Not everyone who's into that is confused. Some people do it because that's who they are. Okay, there's a big difference between people who do it because who they are versus people who do it for attention. And it's pretty fucking obvious, you know? Like if you're part of that community, you get it. But like I'm not personally, but I know several people who are gay, non-binary, trans, bisexual, and I'm just like I don't judge them as long as you ain't a sick fuck and you know. I mean, as a straight man, if two lesbian chicks come up to you and they're just like feeling bi-curious, and then it's just like, oh hey, two really hot of age college chicks want to fuck me at the same time. One would be enough. But okay, we make this work. Wake up in the morning and be like, you have two naked chicks in bed with you that are of age, alive, and cisgendered and consenting. And goth, you'd be like, well, I did something right. Goddamn, I wouldn't fucking move. I'd be just sitting there going, oh, cuddles. That's so off topic. Because, you know what, it kind of circles back to the point that I'm trying to make. It's like if you're an adult teacher and you're teaching fellow adults, it's a little less creepy. This chick definitely crossed the line on so many fucking levels. And I'm sitting here having a drink, ranting about it, and then like the stream freezes up, and I'm like, "Well, son of a bitch."
Connecting Buttercup while working with students at Starbase. It also revealed that her account was, and I'm not gonna.
Imagine when the dudes in that class get to be old enough to discover girls. They're like, remember that chick that got fired for her OnlyFans? Yeah. Well, here's what she looks like naked. Eh. It's precisely why women are seen as less creepy on this issue. And quite frankly, it's a sign that society treats sex like it's a need. And more importantly, that women are overly sexualized in our society. And it's horse crap.
Give her free promotion. She can go get that on her own. The published piece subsequently attracted the attention of Starbase officials.
Yeah, she's your stereotypical smoking hot blonde.
Who promptly terminated the blonde bombshell. I mean,
And you can't tell me this chick on OnlyFans, if it were gender reversed, and she was sending her kid off to school, and some 40-year-old male was posting really inappropriate stuff on OnlyFans, they'd be like, well, you need to make a decision. And the second you try to combine the two, that's when you fucked up. I'm like, women are so obsessed with fame, just like men. To be fair, that's a human trait. People reward those with success who are desired or deemed worthy or more attractive or famous or what have you. There's a really toxic culture behind that, which creates so many bullshit points. We're not going to get into that.
I don't agree with that, but whatever. Different strokes for different folks. Okay, that's all I'll say.
As long as you ain't a sicko, who gives a fuck?
I'm not a blonde guy. Every blonde I ever dated was absolutely insane. It's definitely not me. I'm the normal one.
That's what all the fucking crazy chicks say, my dude. Not trying to pick on the quartering here, but like women totally say the same fucking thing. It's not me, it's all my exes. They're crazy. I'm the one that's normal. And like women say the same thing, men say the same thing. It's like, shut the fuck up. At some point, maybe it's you, you insufferable piece of shit. And it's like when you got like 10 plus dudes that want to fuck you, maybe not all of them are right. Maybe the one dude's right, kind of thing. Don't sit there and whine to the world that no guy wants you. And at the same time, just because they want you doesn't mean they're right for you. So we're not, that's just for a different video. There's so many layers to that. But
ones I dated were crazy.
Yeah, every chick you dated was crazy. I can't imagine why, bro.
Now, quote, these photos pose a real risk, an immediate risk of harm to the reputation or business dealings of Starbase Indiana, up to and including loss of schools, donors, community partners, and our contract to operate with the State National Guard, the letter read in part. Well, probably not untrue. Probably not true. Prior to her dismissal,
If I had a kindergarten teacher like that growing up, hoo-hoo.
She took to Instagram about her saucy side hustle being exposed, writing, "I'm shocked and saddened by this vile attempt to ruin my life." You mean
You ruined your life when you decided, oh, hey, you're going to start an OnlyFans and then become a kindergarten teacher. Like, life just doesn't work like that, you sick weirdo.
In the
Check your female fucking privilege. If it was a dude doing this crap, and like, I want to get so much crap for saying that, but I honestly don't care because women and men are equally as oppressed and privileged, and fucking sickos are just trying to ruin it for everyone. I mean, for fuck's sake, it's 2022. Everyone's offended. Everything's sexist. Everything's racist.
the buff is not being able to do that while also teaching kindergarten is ruining your life. Not when the New York Post is going to write this article about you, you're going to get 20,000 new thirst boys and girls who want to give you their money. And then if you could,
There's gonna be some horny ass junior high kid who don't give a fuck. All he's gonna hear is OnlyFans and hot chick, and then boom. Oh, did you hear about this chick that was like fucking around with some like inappropriate shit? Like you're a horny ass kid who's also underage and you're at that age, you don't care. You're gonna see how hot this chick is and you're gonna be like, bam. But then when you're a mature and adult, like I am, you're like, who gives a fuck about how hot she is? This chick is just no, dude, no.
if any way to help me, I would appreciate it. I feel heartbroken. Several days later, she confirmed that she had indeed been fired in a post advertising her OF account to her.
You confirm in a post that you've been fired from your school and that here's your OnlyFans if you want to help support her. I'm like, if you're literally getting fired from an elementary school because of your OnlyFans, you'd think enough common sense would be to go, let's not promote that. Let's reevaluate your life decisions. But no, people are not the brightest bulbs in the bunch.
1,500 Instagram followers. Please.
And she tweeted it out to her 1,700 Instagram followers. That's adorable.
My OF, I just got fired from my
1,700 followers. Hot chicks getting followed on the internet is not exactly difficult.
job. I need all the support I can get. Tips.
Which is why I'm saying you don't need OnlyFans or Chatterbait to make money. You can do whatever you want. I mean, you're gonna get crap for the way you look, no matter what you do. So, like, everyone throwing a fit about this gender war BS. It's like everyone gets crap for the way they look. I'm a really nice guy, but because I dress goth and have resting creep face, people look at me and go, ew. And then when they find out I have autism, and then they're just like, unless I want sympathy points, nope, I don't want to date King Cobra. But then when they find out that, oh, wait, that is the King Cobra, a lot of women want me because they don't give a fuck about any of that other shit. And it's just like competition. So that's what really hurts me on the dating scene more than my trolls try to do, to be honest.
And loving support appreciated. Beneath.
If I found out that this chick used to be a kindergarten teacher, I'd be like, hot blondes or a dime a dozen. No, I'm good. You can fuck off.
She had a selfie that showed her lying provocatively. I look, I understand. I
I saw her naked one time, I'd be like, well, I'm a guy and she's an of age female and I'm an of age dude and I'm straight. It's just gendered women. So I can appreciate it to that extent. And it's not a need, it's a want. If you call sex a need, you're contributing to the rape culture. Women get told you need a man. Men get told you need some pussy. And it creates assholes like Elliot Rogers. Fuck rape and fuck incels and fuck feminazis.
on a desk in my literal basement reading other people's articles. I'm not changing the world. I understand this. I really do. I understand.
World can't change you. You can't change the world.
You know, I'm
And that law exists in place for a reason.
not going to say, I'm not going to like rip on this particular job. All right. Because what's happening is now, after being revealed, now she's suing the journalist who did their job, an actual journalist.
I gotta go with Mountain Dew. Okay, so the creepy OnlyFans teacher is now suing the journalist because she got you fired from your teaching job. I'm like, if your teaching job was so crap on the pay, you started an OnlyFans out of sheer desperation. So desperate, you're like, you don't care if you're a teacher to kindergarten students. Let's post naked pictures of yourself on OnlyFans. Fucking retarded. There's a word for that, YouTube, and it's called fucking retarded. At some point, you didn't think to yourself, oh, hey, you're teaching pudding people that maybe, like, yeah, boys at that age are going to giggle when they see boobs and then discover whether or not that's their thing. But it shouldn't just happen all at once. Like, and that's the problem with, like, that's why this is super inappropriate. Like, I had hot teachers growing up in school, but it never crossed the line. It's the fucking truth. And it's just like, yo. Do the Mountain Dew and the coconut. Gonna drink some coconut. Coca-Dew, gonna drink some Coca-Dew. How about you? Are you drinking some Coca-Dew? How do you do? I'm drinking some Coca-Dew. How do you make Coca-Dew? Well, you take the rum haven and the Mountain Dew and you mix it all up.
Did real journalisming. It's so rare.
And it's like, you wouldn't be getting pissed off at the journalist for fucking up your shit if you know that what you're doing was kind of inappropriate. He said kind of sarcastically.
Fired OF teacher files for frivolous protection order against the journalist who revealed her job. A South Bend teacher was fired from her job after a real news.
Okay, if you would have been a college professor and you had an OnlyFans on the side because, hey, fuck it, that's how society is. You're a college professor because being a teacher doesn't pay shit, so you're an OnlyFans. But then, like, the same students that are getting an education from you are competing for that same OnlyFans glory. So it's like you're sitting there bitching because your teacher salary sucks. They're sitting there fucking bitching because student loan debt sucks. Now you got two chicks on OnlyFans. And like the dude on there is going, he don't care as long as they're old enough. Hey. Oh, she's the professor. She's gonna whip your smart learning into shape. Look at how she's got a yardstick. Oh shit. That's not appropriate, Mr. Saunders. Like I said, as long as you ain't a sicko, who cares? It was the fact that she was teaching to kindergarten students and forcing her students to call her Buttercup. That's where I'm like, okay, because people are gonna have that argument. Well, if you say OnlyFans is degrading to women, Women will argue with you, of course, and say that, hey, it's my body, my choice. So I say it's empowering because I choose what I put on my OnlyFans. Then you'll have some women who say it's degrading and women shouldn't have to do it. So you're just like, okay, you know what? Do what the fuck you want to do. I agree with both sides on our arguments. If you choose to do OnlyFans or ChatterBait and you're 18 or up, you shouldn't have to do that for money. But if that's your kink, okay, man. I don't say man to be like, oh, gender inclusive, like it's hippie lingo, like, what's up, man? Hey, man. Like stoner dude lingo, dude, do that. Like, huh, hey, dude, do that. What's up, man? You know.
Michiana story uncovered that the educator moonlights as a
But this dude that's kind of a nasty minge, I'm like, yeah, she's good looking, but if you're willing to sacrifice the fact that, okay, she's good looking, but the fact that she tried pulling this crap with her students, I'd be rethinking about how thirsty you are for that of age puss, dude. That's what I'd be saying.
uh, woman of the evening filed a frivolous petition for protection against a journalist. The teacher claims that RNM stole her spicy photos, harassed her for days, and posted spicy photos of her on.
Okay, does the OnlyFans model stop and think, what if I was a protective and caring mother and the teacher that was teaching her kid was some creepy weirdo on OnlyFans? Even if he didn't do anything to the kids and he kept it professional, you can't tell me you wouldn't be a little bit weirded out by it. Like, no, if it would have been a dude in this story, like dude fired for spicy OnlyFans photos, got caught working with underage kids as a school teacher, people would have lost their shit. But in a society that overly sexualizes women, to some degree, society will look the other way when it's a woman showing off her tits on Instagram and OnlyFans. But when it's the other way around, people are just like, no.
Facebook, shockingly, which is all untrue.
Shocking when the teacher was like, hey, they stole the pictures from the internet. And it's like, you took them. Okay. Right now, the way I sit on YouTube, I could never be a teacher, nor would I want to be, unless, of course, you were learning magic. And then I had my dream house. And then that's for a different time and a different story, YouTube.
Isn't that interesting? She's a liar too. What? What?
She got caught being a creepy cunt. And instead of just owning up to him, be like, yeah, she fucked up. She gonna deny. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're. It's like, dude, the evidence is damning. Okay, you were a damsel damning yourself with your own evidence. Damsel in distress, more like this damsel be damned because this is some nasty shit. I'm like, you know what? If I had a son and I knew for a fact that he was gonna grow up like your typical heterosexual boy and be into chicks and shit, I don't care what my son's sexuality is or my daughter's sexuality is. As long as they ain't a sicko, I honestly don't care. Meantime, I'd be a little uncomfortable with having them being taught by a teacher who was also being seen on OnlyFans. Okay? If your teacher was on a porn site, think about this. When you were a kid in junior high and you had, or high school, and you had that one teacher that was super hot, could you imagine them being and then making it super awkward for you to concentrate on math or what have you. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? It's just common sense and decent morals. That's what it's about. And of course, this chick is losing her shit. Like, oh crap, her whole world's crumbling. Like, you should have thought about that, man. You should have thought about that.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait just a gosh darn minute. Last month, RNM published a story about a Department of Defense star-based teacher running a spicy OF page. Now, she confirmed that she takes and sells these photographs.
You know why they call it OnlyFans? Because the OnlyFans you're gonna have on your page are gonna be the ones masturbating to you.
Of herself on the website. Before publishing the story, the journalist reached out one time on Facebook to get a comment. She first lied about her OF page being clean before threatening to sue the journalist if we ran the story. In her petition for protection order, she lies by claiming that the journalist, quote, harassed her relentlessly for days. The entire conversation between them can be seen below. Oops. Oops.
Yeah, that didn't work out so smoothly. Like, I'll give credit where credit's due. This kindergarten teacher looks good for a 40-year-old. But like, that doesn't mean kids need to be seeing it, you know? Oof.
Seals further claims that they harassed her by
Like, back when I was a kid learning about the birds and the bees, they at least waited till I was in 6th grade and was having the talk with a responsible adult teacher, and the parents gave you consent, like, I want to sign off on that kind of thing. Like, we're having the talk, and we need to be, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. And that's always super awkward for parents because we've all been there, done that, you know. You go from thinking girls are icky to, oh, she smells pretty. Yeah, buddy. Fuck sickos. The one time your high school has a pool and you're just like, wait, it's co-ed swim day. Winning. Chicks in bikinis, man. What? Chicks can go nuts over magic. Okay, don't start that right now, Cobra. Stick to the video. One bullshit argument at a time. Damn it. Like, oh look, the autistic really likes co-ed swim. Uh, man, that's good shit. I don't care what anyone says.
protecting her employer, causing her to be terminated. R&M.
But what's not good shit is you see this chick over here. It's like the bitch caught you posting naked photos. And I'm like, from one straight guy to another, I can respect it. You're 40 years old. You're old enough to post photos. And you want to post photos. And your fans are paying for it. That's one thing. But like, if you're an elementary school teacher, especially like people who are preschool or kindergarten, you think, you know, this is kind of crossing the line. This goes beyond, oh, female empowerment to just, this is kind of perverted. What if a man did this? Oh, it'd never be heard of. And I'm not trying to compare women to men's struggles. I hate that. Women and men have it equally as hard sometimes. Sometimes, I cannot stress the word sometimes enough. So it's like now it's a competition of which gender has it harder instead of we should work together to unite as people. The fuck sickos. So long story short, journalist is like, hey, we caught you showing your boobs and your pussy and your ass on OnlyFans, and you're a kindergarten teacher. No, you did. You can't prove nothing. Journalist goes, then what the fuck are these pics? And she's going, oh, god damn it, she got caught. Instead of being like, hey, you know what, I fucked up, I'm going to respectfully resign kind of thing, she fought it. And what did it do? It got her fired. Oh, shitballs. Oh, fuck me. There we go. But I would have been like, hey, look, if you know there's going to be some like really inappropriate pictures of you that might cause that kind of, excuse me, you know, if you're like the kind of person where it's like, oh, hey, remember when you were in college and you were getting wasted and doing stupid shit? Oh, shit, fuck. Now, and then someone took a naked picture of you and you were drunk and being a stupid of age adult, you know, like, look how wasted we are. Oh, shit, fuck. About like 20 seconds later, 20 seconds. Excuse me. Oh, fuck it. Bullshit allergies. Ah, I fucking hate sickos, and this is just, if we excuse this teacher's BS, people are gonna abuse the fuck out of it. So I'm glad that they fired her, and they were just like, no. This journalist was like, I got the sneezes. Oh, shit, fuck. There we are. Ah. They're like, oh, hey. Like, you know, there's nothing wrong with the human body, and people overly sexualize the human body. I get that. But at the same time, you got to think about time and a place and your audience. You got kids in Florida who are being taken to a gay bar to learn about gay acceptance. You got kids who are being exposed to their naked teachers' genitals because they have an OnlyFans and teaching gigs suck. And it's like, well, you can find other ways, you know, if you're passionate, excuse me, about being a good teacher, you'll think to yourself, you know what? I don't need OnlyFans to make money. I'll find other ways to do it. Like, no one ever stops and thinks, oh, hey, this is super inappropriate. You got children who are in kindergarten who have no concept of what sex or gender or love or any of it is. They don't have any concept of the human body or any of it. And now you got women who are doing this crap on OnlyFans, which to me seems like it's gender inclusive. Because what if some trans women do that thing? kind of thing, you know? So it's like, hey, there's that too. I gotta use that to fucking get my point across. All I'm saying is fuck sickos and like, you know, a little bit of common morals and decency wouldn't kill anyone. It's like, you know, if Elton John wants to suck another grown man's dick and it's consensual and they get married, just like any straight couple, I'm all for it, support it. But like, if you're a miserable piece of shit who fucking sits there and hates on gay people, but you masturbate to lesbian porn, you, sir, are a hypocrite. Yeah. Like in a normal society, it's like you're putting the parental chip on things. Like you don't want your kids watching Family Guy or South Park or being exposed to inappropriate material would be the looser word of saying it. And rightfully so, you don't want your kids to grow up too fast. You know, cherish being a kid for as long as you can. Yeah. You know, there's so many layers to this story too, because it's like if this OnlyFans teacher would have been just like, hey, you know what? If she would have forced her students to call her by her last name, Miss So and so, whatever her last name, you know, and if the only photos she was posting were bikini clad or underwear, you know, or like if her students were college students, it wouldn't be as bad. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like this fucking crosses the line.
Did in fact contact the employer for comment on the story. R&M never received a response from the employer, and according to the termination letter from the DoD Starbase, Seals was terminated from her job for pictures she was posting, not the email sent by an R&M.
You got to be careful what you do on social media. I know I'm a hypocrite for saying that, but like, yeah, maybe 20 years from now, you know. Yeah.
Journalist. Now look, I don't care for journalists in general. And we all know how that email read, right?
Well, I mean, like, it depends on the journalist. If they're just trying there to get the scoop on what you're doing with your life, but like, if they're kind of asshole journalist that like gives you shit because you won't release personal information, it's like you have to politely say I decline to comment, and then they can't legally say shit. It's such a pain in the ass. It's like, okay, you know what? Okay, it's cool being a celebrity, but like as long as you're not a piece of shit person, I tend to think you're entitled to some privacy, you know? And like good morals.
Hey, your teacher is posting these spicy photos. What do you think about that? Don't you?
Well, I'd be a little bit concerned. I don't give a fuck if I was married and I had a kid of my own. I don't give a fuck how hot the teacher is and if she was female or not. I'd be concerned. You know, YouTube, I'd be like, wait a minute. Your kindergarten teacher's posting things on OnlyFans. Fuck that.
That's interesting. I don't think that her posting these photos is hurting anybody.
You only say that because she's a hot blonde. If it would have been some fucking creepy ass dude on OnlyFans, you would have been sitting here, well, reprehensible. You wouldn't be sitting there saying what you just said if it was a dude posting it. Because then people would have you canceled so quickly.
Um, but it's a calculated risk. You're working with the Department of Defense and you're a
Calculated risk. It doesn't have to be a risk. They're like, children are precious, preserve their innocence, fuck sickos. It should be like a 3 strike, no brainer, you know? But like, no. Some bitch wants to sue because you exposed her OnlyFans.
elementary school teacher. Parents will find out. Your students will find out. And well, maybe not elementary kindergartners, probably not, but I don't know anymore.
And like I said, with the whole I don't know anymore, I know the feeling. You know, that's how it is. I don't know anymore. Back when I was a kid, teachers didn't care if they were non binary or gay. It was done on the privacy of their own time. Students are not allowed to force religion or pronouns or any of it on teachers, so teachers shouldn't be allowed to do the same. Meanwhile, the only reason I'd fuck this chick from OnlyFans is because she's hot, and that's the nature of the beast. But then when I find out she forced her students to call her Buttercup, I was like, nope. And the fact is she's married, but she's married, right? Hearing about what Amaranth has to go through, or it's like she has to find a guy who's clingy enough to appreciate her being gone for 15 hours just to talk to other guys and then still be able to like satisfy her sexually and mentally to keep the drive going. So dating for us famous YouTubers does become harder. I feel like it gets to that point once you're 40,000 subscribers.
People will find out and they're going to want to not terminate you.
Mm.
I'm sure you,
People will find out.
as soon as you had enough fans on that site, you would have.
People will find out.
Your job anyway, because that's the story, right? That's the goal. So
Look at me, for example. It's like people hate Cobra. and hit on him, hoping to lose his subscribers.
Let's say this is kind of an epic fail. An OF.
Well, Cobra hates sickos. I agree. The world's going batshit crazy. I agree. You know what? I want to subscribe to King Cobra JFS because he's the only voice of reason in an otherwise insane society.
Girl posting her L. I'm sure she'll be fine though.
And you know that post was done just to get promotion for her OnlyFans. Like, if it would have been a dude trying this crap, the dude would have been seen as a creep.
All this media coverage has a flood of new followers and money coming in because people have too much money. They're not buying enough single, one-off, small batch coffees, roaster's choice programs. I think there's just, become submerged in the realm of coffees. You find new flavors from different coffee developing locales of South America to the unique contributions of East Africa. Link in the description. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you click that red subscribe button down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
The video disturbed me, to be honest. I'm like, okay, this word, dude. It'd be so inappropriate. Yep. Drink combo. There's like that much left. There's the second half of that video response. Fuck sickos. And having a discussion like King Cobra has is forcing us to discuss often ignored society based standards, which often rewrites culture, which is the kind of thing people want. Like rewriting culture for the better good. Catch you later.